So as we know, it is given as 1 kilonewton per meter square. We considered it per meter width, so it will be 1 into 1. It will be 1 kilonewton per meter. This will be our floor finish. Okay. Now as usual, add the total dead loads. Okay. So total dead load is nothing but the addition. Okay. So the addition is, please check the values. 7.94 weight of the slab, then 1.87 weight of steps plus 1. So if you do the calculation, what is the answer? 10.81. So the answer is 10.81 kilonewton per meter. Okay. So this is the total dead load. So we will calculate the live load now. So we know live load is already given. Live load is equal to live load is equal to, what is the live load? It is 3 kilonewton per meter square into 1 meter is per meter length analysis. So it will be 3 into 1. We have already did this so many times in the DCS 1. Okay. So I hope now it is clear to you. So 3 kilonewton per meter is the live load. Okay. So the answer is 7.09 plus 1.875 plus 1. 7.09 was the weight of the slab, or it is 7.94. See, I don't have the what, 7.09. Okay. So this value is 7.09. This value is 7.09, and then this answer will get changed. What is the value of this now? 9.965. It is 9.965. Okay, now it is right. So this is your live load. Then now total load. The total load is equal to total dead load, that is 9.965 plus 3, that is live load, which is equal to 12.965 kilonewton per meter. This is our total load. Okay. Now factored load or ultimate load. So ultimate load is equal to 12.965 multiplied by 1.5. Let me know the answer. The answer is, what is the answer? 19.44. 19.45. Okay. So it is 19.45 kilonewton per meter. Okay. Now this is the load. Okay. So in this load now we have considered the going length. Okay. So on this the load of west slab, which is inclined, then the weight of steps which are mounted on that, and after that floor finish of that steps and live load coming on the steps. Those we have evaluated. Okay, total load we found out. Then the next thing is that we need to calculate what is the load on landing slab. Okay, so load on landing, that we need to calculate. Load on landing. Okay, so first we will calculate the dead load. So in the dead load, the first thing is that weight of landing slab. Okay, weight of landing slab. So we have assumed the depth. What was our depth? What was our overall depth? Can anybody tell me the value? In last lecture we found out the depth. We have What was the depth? It is 250, 260, 230. What depth we have considered? 250. Okay, so 250 is the overall depth. 250 is the overall depth. So now 250 is the overall depth. So in meter it is 0.25 depth into 25 density of RCC. So which is equal to, what is the answer? 6.25. Okay, so it is 6.25 kilonewton per meter. So this is the weight of landing slab. Now next, floor finish. Okay, so the next thing is floor finish. So floor finish is equal to, we already know that, okay, it is 1 kilonewton per meter, and then lastly live load. So live load on landing slab, it is 3 kilonewton per meter square, it is given. So it is 3 kilonewton per meter. Okay, so now total load, total load on landing slab or landing. What is the total load now? 3 plus 1 4, 4 and 6 10, 10.25. Please check. It is 6.25 plus 1 plus 3, 10.25 kilonewton per meter. This is the total load. Okay, so ultimate load or factored load, ultimate load on landing. So it is 1.5 into 10.25. Let me know the answer. 15.4. Okay, so the answer is 15.4 kilonewton per meter. ओके, आता थोडक्यात आपण काय कॅल्क्युलेट केले तुम्हाला मी सांगतो. सो नाउ इफ यू सी ओव्हर हियर, this is our going length. Okay, this is the going length, and then from this point here it is the landing slab. This is the landing slab. So on the landing slab, okay, on landing slab here, what is the load? We have estimated load, it is 15.4 kilonewton per meter, and on this going length here, we have calculated the load. And what was that load? We have previously calculated total load, it is 19.45. so here is the load of 19.45, and here also approach is there, it is nothing but same as the landing. Okay. So here again the load will be same, here also the load is 15.4. Now we are going to calculate the maximum bending moment on this staircase. Okay, this we have calculated now. So from on the actual diagram I have told you like this. Now we will draw the line diagram for this. Okay, so now see how to analyze. See here, I will draw the diagram. First of all, this is your going length, 3.08. So this is your going length, 3.08 मीटर. काढलं होतं ना आपण 3080. बघा मागचं करून. तर ही तुमची इथं तुमची फर्स्ट स्टेप चालू होतीये आणि इथं लास्ट स्टेप आहे. Okay, here is your first riser is here and your last riser. See, your first riser is here at this point and your last riser will be here. So now, then again, I will extend this because here the approach slab is there. So here is the approach slab, and here is again move. If we move forward, there is a landing slab. Okay, and those are supported. The support is given to them. Okay, so here is one support which is given over here. Wall is there. Wall of thickness 230 mm is nothing but the support. So here also two support. Okay. So now what is the distance? So if you see, if this total distance from this point to here, this is 3.08. Then we have already calculated this distance from this point. हे डिस्टन्स किती असणार आहे? तुमचं ऑलरेडी पहिले सुरुवातीला लँडिंग स्लॅब आपण किती ठेवला होता? लँडिंग स्लॅब वॉज 1.36 मीटर. यू कॅन चेक युअर नोट्स. लँडिंग स्लॅब वॉज 1.36 मीटर. हे इकडे आपण 1.36 ठेवलं होतं आणि इकडे पण 1.36 ठेवलं होतं. कुठून आलं होतं 1.36? टोटल आपल्याकडे जे होतं, ओके, द टोटल वी वेर हॅव्हिंग 5.8 मीटर. ओके, लाईन डायग्राम काढतो अजून एक. बघा इकडे कसं आलं ते डिस्टन्स. So if I draw the line diagram over here, this total length was 5.8 meter. Okay, up to this, here and here. Okay, now from this we have calculated the effective length. The support was given somewhere here. Okay, so असा हे सपोर्ट होता वॉलचा, असा सपोर्ट होता इकडं आणि इकडं. Okay, and the thickness of the support was 230 mm. So from this we have calculated the effective length. So what was our effective length from the center of this point to the center of this point? Okay, effective length. So what was our effective length at that time? It is 5.8 plus 0.23 was our effective length, 6.03. Okay, so this effective length is 6.03, out of which initially what we have done, we have considered the, what we can say, our trade, 280 mm trade. Okay, and how many trades will be there? 11 trades will be there. 280 mm and 11 trades will be there. So the length works out to be, see here, आपले ट्रेड किती फायनल झाले? 11 नंबर्स ऑलरेडी आपण कॅल्क्युलेट केले. एक ट्रेड जो आहे तो कितीचा आहे? सिंगल ट्रेड. द डायमेन्शन ऑफ द सिंगल ट्रेड इज 280 mm. सो व्हॉट इज द आवर टोटल गोइंग लेंथ? मागचंच कॅल्क्युलेशन मी परत इथे लिहितोय तुम्हाला समजायसाठी. सो टोटल गोइंग लेंथ इज 280 into 11. It works out to be 3080 mm. हीच गोइंग लेंथ मी इथे दाखवलेली आहे. ओके, म्हणजे इथे इथं कुठेतरी असणार आहे, इथून ते इथपर्यंत. ओके, this may be somewhere here, 3080 mm, and this is in meter I have written. So 3.08 meter in short. So I will write everything in meter only, so you will not get confused. So this is 3.08 meter. This is our going length. आता मला सांगा, या पॉइंट पासून इथून हे किती आहे टोटल? या पॉइंट पासून ते या पॉइंट पर्यंत, इथल्या पॉइंट पर्यंत. दिस टोटल इज 5.8, out of which our going length is 3.08. So what was this remaining length up to this point? From this point, what was the remaining length? The remaining length will be 5.8 minus 3.08. That is 2.72. But it is divided into two parts. So 2.72 divided by 2. So it works out to be 1.36. This is also 1.36. तेच मी इथे लिहिलेलं होतं. Okay, 1.36. But now if you see carefully, here the support is provided. This is nothing but this is your wall. This is the support. So reaction, you will get the reaction from the center of this wall. We will always consider the center, from the center of this wall. Okay, from here you will get the reaction from the center of this wall. So if I draw the arrow, it will be like this, from the center. So now we know the length from this point to up to here, this point. So still we need to add this half of the length, and here on this side also half of this width of support. So now what will be the total length? Then it will be 1.36 plus half of the support, that is 0.23 divided by 2. It is 0.115. 0.115. So if you see this, it will be 5, 7, 4, 1. 1.475. So this length which we want, this length is 1.475. Okay, this length is also 1.475. I hope now it is clear to you. Is it clear now? Yes or no? Is it clear what we have taken just now? Okay, yes. So now here on the length of this 3.08, so I will show the UDL. And now what was the value of this UDL? It is 19.45. So I will write here 19.45 kilonewton per meter. Okay. Similarly, on this length also, here it is the landing slab and UDL is also there, and this UDL is 15.4 kilonewton per meter, and here also UDL is there, and this UDL is also 15.4 kilonewton per meter. Now this is your final loading diagram. Okay, I will erase all these things. I have drawn this for your understanding. Now we need to calculate the maximum bending moment. Okay, now we need to calculate the maximum bending moment. So I will give name to this. Here it is my point A. This is point A. Here this is point B. This will be point C. Here it is point D, and at the center here the point will be E. At the center E point is there. So now what is the distance of this E from A? A end पासून E चे distance किती असणार आहे? So if this total is 3.08 from this point, from C point to D point, it is 3.08. So from C point to E point, it is half of this. So it will be 3.08 divided by 2. Okay, so 3.08 divided by 2, it is 1.54. From C point to E point, it is 1.54. So now if we want from A point to E point, then it will be 1.54 plus 1.475. So it is 3.015. Okay, so this is 3.015. Okay, right answer 3.015. So now why I have calculated the distance of this point E, because if you see this beam carefully now consider this as a beam, okay, which carries UDL, and this is the span of the beam. Just consider. So now we want to calculate the maximum bending moment. So here in this type of condition, your maximum bending moment will be at the center, because this is the symmetric structure in terms of loading, in terms of supports. Okay, so you will get the maximum value at point E. So we will calculate the maximum bending moment. So to calculate the bending moment, first we need to find out the reactions. So let the reaction at point A is RA, and the reaction at point B is RB. Okay, so to calculate the bending moment, we will consider the section at point E, and we will consider either left hand side or either right hand side. Okay, so we will go by left hand side, so we will calculate the value of RA. So to calculate the value of RA, I will take sum of the moment of all the forces about B equal to 0. So I will write over here the equation: moment of all the forces about B equal to 0. If the moment is clockwise, it is plus. If it is anti-clockwise, it is minus. Now it is very easy. Okay, first of all, RA into B. So what is the distance of RA from point B? What is the distance of RA from point B? It is 1.475 plus 3.08 plus again 1.475. So the total distance is 6.03. Okay, so it will be RA into 6.03. Now this is plus or minus. See, RA is moving upward, so point B is hold here to the right hand side. So it will rotate in clockwise direction. So it is plus. Okay, it will rotate in clockwise direction. So now next thing is this UDL. Okay, which is along the length of 1.475. We need to convert this UDL into the point load first, and then we will take the moment. So conversion of UDL into the point load: 15.4 multiplied by 1.475. Now this is the conversion of UDL into the point load, and this point load will act at the center of this UDL. Okay, so whatever may be this point load will act at the center of this UDL. Okay, so what is the distance from point B now? From point B, what will be the distance? So the distance from point B is 1.475 plus 3.08 plus it is 1.475 by 2 divided by 2. So it will be 5.29. Okay. So the distance is 5.29. Now this load is moving downward. So it is minus. Again the big UDL 19.45 kilonewton. This is moving downward, so it will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. It will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. This UDL also, it will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. So it is again minus. Here again convert the UDL into the point load, and that point load, so this is the conversion of UDL into the point load, and this point load will act at the center of this. Okay, so at the center means what? What is the distance from point B? It is 1.475 plus 3.08 by 2. It is 1.475 plus 3.08 by 2. 3.015. Okay, so this is the distance. And now lastly this UDL. This is also minus. So I will go to the next page. This is also minus. Again, what was the value of the UDL? It is 15.4 and length is 1.475. So it is 15.4 into 1.475. This is the conversion of UDL into the point load. Conversion of UDL into the point load, and this point load will act at the center of this. So center of this means what? 1.475 divided by 2. So it is 1.475 divided by 2. It is 0.737. I think all the terms are over. RB is passing through point B, so its moment will be 0. So all this is equal to 0. Therefore, after solving this, you will get the value of RA. 52.66. Okay, so please others please verify the answer. So Ra is equal to 52.66 kilonewton and it is positive, so up. So now we want to calculate the maximum bending moment. Okay, so here in this case I will write here in this case the maximum bending moment will be at the center, will be at the center. Okay, so now to calculate the maximum bending moment, so here is the diagram, this is the diagram. Okay, so we will take the section now. So I will choose some different color here. So we will take the section from this point. This is our section line. Okay, so either we can consider right hand side or we can consider left hand side. So we will go for left hand side, and this left hand side diagram I will draw over here. There is no need to draw the diagram if you understood it, but still for your understanding I will draw the diagram. For you in the examination there is no need to draw the diagram, you can directly calculate the bending moment. Okay, so here this is the line of 1.475. Then afterwards here it is 3.08 by 2. Now it is at the center of 3.08, 1.54. Okay. So this is 1.54 now, and this is 1.475 up to this point. So here this is your point E, here this is your point C, and at this point there is a reaction. This reaction is Ra, this is point A, and value of Ra is 52.66 kilonewton, and here is the UDL. This value is 15.4 kilonewton per meter. Here is also UDL, and its value is now, what was the value of this UDL? 19.45. 19.45, correct. 45 kilonewton per meter. Now, bending moment at E point, here at this point. So I will write over here bending moment at E is equal to, if we consider left hand side, first is Ra. So if the force and reaction is moving upward, then it is positive. If the force and reaction is moving downward, then it is negative. Okay, there is no externally applied moment which is acting over here. So now Ra is moving up, so we will take it as plus 52.66 into distance किती येते E point पासून, so it is 1.54 plus 1.475, 3.015. This is the distance of Ra minus now this 15.4, this is the downward force, so minus 15.4 into 1.475. This is the conversion of UDL into the point load. Conversion of UDL into the point load. Now this point load will act at this point, center of 1.475. So the distance from point E is 1.54 plus 1.475 by 2. So it is 2.277. It is 2.277. Okay. Again minus this UDL now, last UDL. It is 19.44 is the intensity, convert it into the point load, so multiply by span, it is 1.54 into, okay, now this load will add at the center over here. So center means what? 1.54 divided by 2.77, so it is 0.77. Again, okay, so therefore bending moment at E is equal to, if you solve, you will get the value of bending moment at E. Let me know the answer. 80.97. ओके, अजून कोणीतरी चेक करा. Calculations are right or what? 80.97 is the answer. Now one more confirmation. अजून एक कोणतरी आन्सर सांगा. 80.97 is right or what? Shall I take this as now 80.97 then? It is 83.98. So please check the calculations. Whose answer is correct now? Check it once again. Roll number 35. So the bending moment at E, that is our bending moment maximum. That is our maximum bending moment. It works out to be 83.98. 83.98 kilonewton meter. Okay, that works out to be 83.98 kilonewton meter. मग आता बेंडिंग मोमेंट मिळाली. काय करतो नेहमी आपण डिझाइन करताना, what we usually do while we designing anything, once we calculate the bending moment, we always take check for the depth. Okay, once we got the bending moment, we always take check for the depth. Now next thing is check for depth. Check for depth. So how do we take the check for depth? We equate the maximum bending moment to moment of resistance. Okay, so equating bending moment to moment of resistance, or this is also called as limiting moment. So now if we equate this, what is our bending moment? It is 83.98 into 10 raised to 6 Newton mm, which is equal to, now for MR, now let me know, M20 and Fe415 steel is there. Okay, so what is the moment of resistance? If Fe415 is there, what is the moment of resistance if Fe415 is there? Roll number 35, switch off your mic. Santosh, switch off your mic. So now here it is 0.138 FCK BD square. Here D is nothing but D required. So roll number 35, Santosh Dole, please switch off your mic. Otherwise I will remove you from this meeting. Okay. So please put the values over here. 83.98 into 10 raised to 6, which is equal to 0.138 into FCK is 20 into B is 1000 into D required square. Okay. So solve this. You will get the value of D required. Okay. I will see over here what is happening.
Hello,
Solve this.
hello.
3. 174.43 mm. So if we round up the depth, then it will be around, say it is 175 mm. So D required is 175 mm and D provided is much more greater. Okay, so D provided is greater than D required, hence it is safe. Hence it is safe. Okay, so whatever the depth is required, more than that it is provided. Okay, so once you check the depth, then next step is do the steel calculations. So next thing is steel calculation. Okay, so in this, now to calculate the steel, main steel first, main steel, we know the formula. AST is equal to, what is the formula? 0.5 FCK BD whole divided by Fy in bracket 1 minus under root 1 minus 4.6 mu upon FCK BD square. So this is the formula. Now you put the values over in this here in this formula and let me know the value of AST. What is the value of FCK? FCK is 20. Then what is the value of Fy? Fy is 415. What is the value of B? B is 1000. What is the value of D? Our effective depth. What was our effective depth? I think it is round about 230. Check what effective depth we have taken. Mu, just near now we have find out the value of Mu. 83.90 into 10 raised to 6 in Newton mm. Okay. So if you put all these values over here, you will get the value of AST. Calculate it now and let me know the value. 11.26.24 mm square. 1126.24. एवढं मोठा आन्सर येते. BD स्क्वेअर केलंय का नीट व्यवस्थित जर चेक करा वर. Please check the answer once again. 1126.24. Okay, so the answer is 1126.24 mm square. This is the answer. Okay. Now, what bar diameter we have chosen? We have chosen 10 mm diameter bars. So calculate the number of bars now. So calculate the number of bars. Number of bars is equal to, so 1126.24 divided by pi by 4 into 10 square. 10 mm is the diameter of the bar. So let me know the numbers. Hmm. 14.33. 15 numbers. Number of bars is 15. Okay. So now the next thing is spacing. Okay, so next heading is spacing of bars. So how do we calculate the spacing? So spacing is equal to, there are three criteria for spacing. So spacing is equal to, first, how do we calculate the spacing? So again, what I want to say that here, if you see, before going to the spacing, you can do one modification also, or if you keep as it is, then also there is no problem. Here when we consider 10 mm diameter bars, we are getting huge number of bars, that is 15 number of bars per meter width. For 1 meter we are getting 15 numbers. So this is quite big. Okay. So here you can also increase the diameter of the bar so that we can reduce the number of bars. Okay. So we will do in that way. Here what we will do, instead of this huge number of bars, okay, we will increase our bar diameter. So instead of 10 mm, we will provide 16 mm diameter bars. 16 mm diameter bars. Now calculate how many number of bars are required. It is approximate 5.6. Okay, now it is good. 5.6. So which is nearly rounded up to 6 numbers. Now 6 bars are required and we are using the 6 bars. So here the spacing, how do we calculate the spacing? Area of single bar, area of single bar, okay, divided by AST provided, into width. So here width is 1000. Now before that, what is the AST provided? Now number of bars are 6 and bar diameter of a single bar is 16. So what is the AST provided now? So here the AST provided is, so I will calculate here AST provided. What is the AST provided? So AST provided is pi by 4 into 16 square. This is the area of single bar And how many such bars are required? 6. So multiply by 6. What is the value of AST provided? It is 1206.37 mm square. Please check the answer. Okay, so put this value over here in the AST provided table and calculate the spacing. It is 166.66 mm. So we always reduce the spacing for round up. So it is 160 mm center to center. Okay. So the remaining part we will see in the next lecture. Now this is the spacing of main bar. So you know the second criteria is spacing is equal to 3D, 3 into effective depth, and in no case the spacing is 300 mm. Okay. So whichever is the less quantity from these three, we will pick up that as a spacing. So now for today we will stop over here. In the next lecture we will see the further calculations. Okay, so now drop your roll number into the chat box.